In 1908, 10-year-old Enzo Ferrari found his true passion when he was taken to his first ever car race in Bologna. As he grew older, he transformed his childhood dream into one of the most famous car manufacturers of all time. Although his success didn't come easy. In fact, during the late 1960s, Ferrari were in dire need of funding to save their name in racing. Around the same time, approximately 5,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean, in Dearborn, Michigan, Henry Ford II was looking for a man who can make his company soar above and beyond its competitors. At the time, Ford were facing their own problems due to a growing loss in sales and the growing popularity of their rivals General Motors and Chrysler. Ford knew they had to come up with something before it was too late, which was when the idea to purchase Ferrari first began. Ford were looking to find a way into international racing, in particular Grand Touring, and believed that with Ferrari's experience, they would be able to gain the fame and glamour they needed to steal the hearts of the American buyers at home. Everything went as planned, and finally, after 6 months of negotiation, Ford associates flew to Italy to seal the partnership once and for all. But as soon as they landed, things did not quite go according to plan. Enzo Ferrari had been misinformed about the provisions of the contract. He realized at the last minute that the deal with Ford would mean giving up full rights over their motorsport division. Because racing meant so much to Enzo Ferrari, he changed his mind and refused to sign the deal with the Ford Motor Company. But what if, on that summer afternoon in Maranello, Ford managed to sign a deal with one of the most iconic car manufacturers of all time? If Ford's deal with Ferrari was successful, Formula One in the late 1900s would have been tremendously different. In 1965, the FIA agreed to raise the maximum engine capacity from 1.5 liters to 3-liter engines. This adjustment sent many F1 teams on the search for a more powerful engine that would give them the advantage on the track. The owner of the Lotus racing team, Colin Chapman, decided to approach Keith Duckworth and Mike Costin, who were the founders of Cosworth, in hopes of designing the new engine. The plans were soon settled that Cosworth would produce a competitive 3-liter engine, but they lacked the funding in order to bring the design to life. Because the deal with Ferrari was never successful, Ford were left with a huge amount of money at their disposal. As a result, Ford decided to invest in the production of a revolutionary V8 engine developed by Cosworth. After a lot of negotiation, Ford saw the potential, and the project was finally approved by Ford's Detroit head office as a 2-part plan. Stage 1 would produce a 4-cylinder twin-cam engine for Formula 2, while Stage 2 would produce a V8 engine for Formula 1 by May 1967. And true to their word, the engine was ready by the 3rd race of the 1967 season, and it was an immediate success. In fact, the engine was so powerful that Ford quickly realized that they could not just benefit from a deal with Lotus, but the other racing teams as well. McLaren, Williams, as well as many other racing teams, adopted the Cosworth DFV engine. It not only provided teams with more power, but also gave smaller teams a chance to be more competitive on the track. Mario Andretti, Alan Jones, Nelson Piquet, and Keke Rosberg all won the Drivers' Championship using the engine, proving the vast impact the Cosworth V8 made in Formula One during the late 1900s. But if Ford spent the money they invested in Cosworth for buying Ferrari, the legendary Cosworth DFV may have not even existed at all. Apart from leaving a hole in Formula One, Ford owning Ferrari would probably result in some pretty cool collaborations between the two companies. Ford's brilliant designs, mixed with Ferrari's painstaking attention to detail, would make a car like no other. But the two rivals have still taken the limits of performance to another level, and over the years have given us some of the most iconic cars ever made. It would be interesting if the two would consider drafting another contract to mend their relationship with one another, but it's safe to say that Ford and Ferrari have made a profound impact in both racing and the auto industry. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more car content, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified when the latest videos are made. Also be sure to let me know your thoughts on what you think would happen if Ford ever made the deal with Ferrari. As always, thanks for watching.